What's up, guys? My name is Doofus Mcdooface, and today we're talking about masterminds and where I would rank them in a tier list. We're going to go through all of them. I'll even include hybrid, just for those castle players. And now with the new patch, redraws changed, Kingsguard's upgraded, Chaos is now 4 income, right? I think it'd be cool to just go through each of them, sort of feel it out. So without further ado, lock in. It's way different now, right? It's way different. Lock-in has the auto roll, but still really good for beginners. And the ability to hit the random button now, right? You can get a random lock-in for what, 6 gold? So what is that, 4 income and 6 gold? Something crazy like that. I would never put it in S tier, but even B tier feels bad. I think for now, I'm gonna go with A. But I mean, it's my tier list, right? Do I really want an A? I'm gonna go with B. I changed my mind. I think for lock-in, like, its pros are new players, right? And the random 6 gold is so good. But the cons is you'll like get some not the best combinations. And it shows you that like you had the best combination, right? Like if you had like flower mask or something, it would show you, right? I like lock-in when you have a good legion spell to pair with the unit you're thinking of. That's true too. Right, you got pulverizer, you instantly click on the doppel or like butcher. The vamp spell, you instantly click on it. So I like it in B. I might move it to A. But let's go from here. Cartel, I love Cartel. And I kicked butt with it the last time I played, right? I absolutely demolished with it. Everybody's pushing so hard right now. I'm going Cartel S tier. I'm going S tier with the Cartel at this moment. Workers early game are just so easy, and you can get away with king damage. Yeah, Cartel was so strong it had to be nerfed. You're totally right. I know I'm basing this off of like that Cartel I had the last game I played, but even last season, Cartel was either two or 3, or it might have been 1 with win rate. The downside is, of course, like if you get starved, it's bad. It almost makes me want to put an A tier because, like, when you get starved as Cartel, like you can really just fall to pieces. So don't get starved, right? It's simple, right? Cartel is super strong if you don't get starved. Champion, A tier. I'm just gonna use every one. I'm gonna use every tier possible. Champion with a lot of units is amazing. Use it with flower. You guys probably seen that flower video. It's quite sexy, right? Flower with champ is impressive, right? I like Aqua, right? The fire elemental with it. It's a lot of good units. I think champ's at a great spot. But I will say the biggest problem with champion is your teammates. If you have a teammate that saves champion too long, it can be painful, right? It can be painful if they wait too long for that god combo on champion. The way I like playing it is playing it early. But I think champ's in a really good spot. Kingsguard. Oh yeah, like a Hellraiser. Yeah. More Hellraiser units. I gotcha. Because yeah, Hellraiser with champ would be pretty crazy too. Kingsguard. Where am I thinking Kingsguard? You get the 2 income. You got the attack speed buff. Now 22% to your king. It's amazing late game. I'm gonna go B, right? I want to go C, but I've won games because of late game. It's D tier. It's 3 income now. Oh man, wow, that's nice to know, Ostrich. Yeah, I still like Kings. Late game is just so good. Like it's like Castle. Kingsguard is like Castle, right? I don't like them because I like pushing aggressive. I like having workers, right? I like Fiesta, right? I like that aggressive style, right? Only 15%. I mean, it's still just crazy. The attack speed late game is still. It's the difference between dying on 18 and not, right? If you have a full king on 18 and you don't have Kingsguard, you can die, right? But there's like a 0% chance, right, that you're going to die to a full send, full king, wave 18 with Kingsguard. The king goes crazy. And then if you've got a double Kingsguard, it's nuts. But the problem is early game, right? The problem is early game. And I think you need to play some more late games there, Max. I think you need to play some more late games there. I've won games because of Kingsguard. I'm almost gonna put it in A, but if you guys are saying it got nerfed, then I like it at B. Double lock in. I don't like playing it, right? I think it could be super beneficial to those that like enjoy it, but I'm not a fan of double locking. Maybe I would do it for like Doppel Butcher. If you see Vamp, Doppel Butcher acceptable. If your teammate is Fiesta and you're thinking like some Sui Cross, I could see Angler Steed, but I'm never like ever going to lock it in, right? Not in a Nova Cup, right? Not in like a rank game unless somebody asks me, right? I'm not going to be like, of all these 14 masterminds, you know what I want to play? Double locking. Now a lot of people enjoy it. It's just not for me, right? It's just not one of my favorites. I also see it sort of as cheating, because it's a little too powerful, right? But you guys know I'm a doofus, and these are my favorites, right? And I don't really spam double locking. Magician, you go like Disciple Steeds, yeah. Disciple Steed could be good with it. Yeah, Star Caller, yep. Could go Flower Mask, yeah, Sea Dragon, right? There's so many good ones. If it's a little too powerful, why do you? Okay, you're right. You're right. It's just like, right? I guess the question is, this is tier list for how good they are as a whole, or how much I like them, right? I guess that's my fault. Steeds and trees, interesting. For boom trees, Megamind. I'm gonna go B again. All right, and this is crazy, right? This is kind of weird that I would say Megamind in the B. Just because I've played it the most this entire season, right? I still only would put Megamind at B because you're gonna get things you don't like, right? You're gonna get things you don't like. I don't like lock-in. I don't like Kingsguard, and I keep getting it, right? Like, yes, it has great potential late game, but in terms of like what I actually want to play, right? If I could build my own Megamind, right? My own Megamind would have Cartel, Fiesta, Cash Out, Chaos, Redraw, and YOLO, right? Champion, I guess, could be out there. Those would be my 6 choices in my own personal Megamind, right? That would be me, right? Those are the ones I have the most fun playing, but it's Megamind, so you can randomly get ones you don't want to play. Castle, Kingsguard, Lock-in, right? Now, is it still good with the 1 gold? Of course, right? And I'm at the point where I feel like I can play any Mastermind pretty decently, pretty average, right? At worst, right? And so it's not that bad. It's not that bad. But yeah, I'm still gonna go with a B there. Greed, man, I really want to put in C. A lot of these I want to put in C, but I can't. 1 gold to 1 income. I mean, S tier. Yeah, I mean it's instantly S tier. It'd be absolutely broken, right? Maybe like 3 gold A, right? 3 gold A. But yeah, you had any income, because imagine you're a cartel, now you're 10 income. Imagine you're YOLO, now you're 8 income, right? That would just make things crazy. That would make things crazy. But they should do it. Yeah, Megamind needs a buff. Needs to be buffed. I don't get how 19 gold over the course of it's compound interest though, Max. Like the difference between 1 gold. Have you ever played Sakura, Max? I can end this conversation with a swing of my sword. Have you ever played Sakura? Cash out. With Megamind, you're 4 workers on wave 2. Right? Without it, yeah. Without it, you are stuck on 49 gold looking like an idiot. As cash out does. Right? That 1 gold is so much compounding interest. The longer that game goes, well, I think you should try it, Max. It's quite excellent. It's quite excellent. So yeah, I mean, I still like Megamind. Maybe for me it should be A tier just because of how much I play it. But just because I'm unlucky, right? I'll get the ones that I don't really want. Let's just be honest, right? And yeah, I'm supposed to be talking about greed, but Max brought me back to the Megamind. Greed, so boring, dude. Like, if I'm gonna be honest, right? The reason these are my Bs, right? And maybe I should put Megamind at A. I'm almost. You know what? You're right. I'm talking myself into putting an A. My B tier is my boring. B tier for me is just boring. I'm bored, right? Lock-in is boring. Greed is boring. It's the original Mastermind. Lock-in is the OG, right? These put me to sleep, right? I like fast aggression, right? Are they good? Yeah. Like I don't even think there's a weak Mastermind. Like if I'm gonna be honest, if I'm gonna spoil the video, I probably won't have any Mastermind in the D or C. I probably won't. I'm not sure I will put any in D or C. If we're gonna be honest, I think everybody's pretty balanced right now. Some are stronger, some are weaker. It's like you've got your fast aggressives, you've got your chickens, right? Your castles, your Kingsguard, you're boring with your lock-in, your double lock-in, your greed, right? And you got your luckies with the redraw and the chaos, right? And YOLO, right? I think they've got a really good mixture. Redraw for me right now is A. And this is going to sound crazy because people are like, redraw, what? Really, redraw? I think you can create a god combo. And I haven't done too many games with the new gold buying it, right? In my opinion, YOLO and double lock-ins are C tier. No chance YOLO. Double lock-in, maybe. I would be open to discussion with double lock-in. But there's no chance. Thanks for that tasty tip. Thank you, Coach. Thank you.
Thanks for the guide, Doof. I can use it.
Thank you. Hey, thank you. Coach, thank you. But yeah, for me, YOLO's gonna be A or S. I mean, there's just no doubt about it. YOLO's. I think this game is just so income based, especially when there's like not that much pressure going on in the early. That the more income you have, the better you're gonna do. Yeah, YOLO has to be A or S. I don't want to get ahead, but yeah. Back to greed, right? There's no need to talk about greed, guys. It's the basic Mastermind. It's 5 income, right? It's probably what you started with, right? 2 out of times. All right, we'll get to YOLO. Yeah, greed. It's like it's your bread, right? Your basic white bread tastes good, right? With a little bit of butter, right? Or if you toast it, maybe some jam, right? If you put something on it, tastes good. But just basic greed is boring, right? And I'm gonna keep my borings in the B because B stands for boring. I just made that up. YOLO, definitely A. I would go S, but yeah, sometimes you're right, Soliguni. Sometimes you just get absolutely RNG TD'd, right? Sometimes you get unlucky and it sucks and you're upset and you're mad, right? Your lowest is 130 gold. You get a flower, right? You get it. You get a flower as your cheapest unit, right? And then you have to reroll on 1, and they give you a steed. So then you've got a really tough roll there, right? You want to push hard, but then you're gonna have awkward gold. Yeah, I would say A. I mean, I know it sounds scary to play YOLO, but yeah, maybe 20% of the time. And the amount of games that you can just cruise, the amount of times that you can just cruise with YOLO, I would definitely say outweighs the bad ones, right? And that's just how it's like Fiesta, right? Hate to skip ahead. Any of the luck ones, the Fiesta, the Chaos, the Redraw, right? Like any risky thing is going to have downsides, just like YOLO. But I think for YOLO, that income, it doesn't go away. It's not like Cartel and it goes away. You can get really, really lucky. Yeah, you adapt, right? Not only is it beneficial in the game, it can help in your next game, and the next game after that, and the next game after that. I still like YOLO. And I think for my next stream, I'm just going to be playing S and A tiers, right? I'm convincing myself. But yeah, YOLO, the income. Worst case, you reroll on 1, right? And I think 90, maybe 85% if we want to give Solaguni some credit, right? 90 to 85% of the time when you reroll wave 1, and now you're down to 6 income, you're still okay, right? It's still a doable roll. Yeah, you're going to be like, I'm weak on 7, right? Hey, bro, I'm leaking 7. Hey, I have no answer for 10, right? Oh, yeah, roll diff is extremely important. Of course. Yeah. Oh, you can get roll diffed all the time, especially with the games going, in my opinion, the game's going longer this season. Yeah, roll diff is massive. That's why Chaos, Chaos and Redraw, pretty damn tasty. Chaos, S tier. I'm doing it. I promise I'm going to play Chaos at least one game in Nova Cup because I'm so tired of losing to the God roll. I'm so tired of losing to the God roll, right? I feel like almost all of my Chaos, yeah, Chaos is definitely better than Redraw. Definitely, right? Redraw has better overall potential, right? It has better overall potential. Oh, yeah, Chaos is S tier plus and then some, right? Yeah. Then that's what the last game that I won with Chaos, there was Pawn Shop, so I instantly clicked Chaos. And then I didn't even take Pawn Shop because there was Venture, and I was like, but I should have. Oh yeah. Like yeah, some of these masterminds, of course, YOLO is gonna be tougher for a new player, right? Of course, right? Chaos and redraw also gonna be. I mean, redraw you're gonna be right. Chaos you're never gonna upgrade. I remember when I first started playing Chaos. You know what I had? I had about 95% unupgraded units, and L1 would give me crap for it, right? L1 would give me crap because I had about 19 units, and one of them was upgraded. And he would make fun of me, right? Rightfully so. So if you get a little too crazy with the chaos and the redraws, right? You're going for this combo and that combo. Oh, okay, I've got Sakura, but I've also got Nightmare Butcher. Oh, and I also want to start a Disciple Steed Circle. Oh, and now I got bankers. Yep, let me grab a couple bankers. It can get way too convoluted, right? So you gotta be careful, right? You gotta be really careful. But I still love chaos. All right. The RNG in Legion is strong, right? We all know it. And you can get an absolute god combo. Every time I get Nightmare wave 1 with chaos, I place it. Because I know that I'm gonna get that Butcher wave 5. Or at some point, right? You're gonna get that Butcher. So that's my thought. I think chaos definitely has tier. Hybrid, there, we got one C tier, right? We got one C tier because hybrid is for classic. hybrid is for classic. I wish I could like be honest and tell you guys that like I made the name the B is for boring and C is for classic, but it was just luck. Okay, hybrid can be fun, but all the hybrid classics that I've ever played, I'm like 4,000, 5,000 over, and I leak wave 24, wave 25, right? You cheat value. I totally agree, right? You can get a monster sized lead and you can cheat value. But there is no other mastermind in the game, not one mastermind in the game, that you can leak 5,000 to 6,000 over, at least in Classic, because that's the only place you can play it, that you can leak 5,000 to 6,000 over in a Classic consistently, right? Consistently leaking so overvalued, right? Everybody's like, oh, Doof's got us. He's 5,000 over. He's going to hold and win the game. Nope, right? Because I've got 15 Dread Knights that have no buffs on them. I've got 15 Dread Knights that have no buffs. I've got boars that are middle of the lane, right? I've got backline Azerias, right? So yeah, it's fun to play hybrid, but it's made for a Classic, right? I'm going C tier. Fiesta. Oh, I need to think about this. I mean, this is my bread and butter. I love Fiesta, but where would I actually rank it? I think it's still A. I think it's A, right? I want to go S, right? And I want to like be mad and say it's B, but it's definitely not. I think Fiesta's still A tier. It's like a YOLO, right? I like how YOLO and Fiesta are touching. Yeah, with the league changes, of course. But I still think Fiesta's A. You can still easily win a game by leaking the first 2 out of 3, 2 out of 4 waves of the game. Never leaking again, and you're just set, right? Because what it does and what it would do for me, except for wave 1, I should just never set up for a Fiesta on wave 1 anymore because I'm so mental and I'm scared I'm gonna get snailed, on stream. I think for Fiesta, yeah, you need a lot of game knowledge, just like YOLO. Totally agree, right, Coach? We're right on the money there, right? A lot of my masterminds at the top tier, yeah, you need game knowledge, right? But I think that's why they're better, right? The more game knowledge you have, the better you're gonna play, right? Like if you have a lock-in player who locks in POTA, or you have a YOLO player who gets POTA, right? And let's say the roles are similar. 9 times out of 10, if players are super similar, right? Skill base, YOLO's gonna win because of the income, right? So yeah, I totally agree. The experience for Fiesta is definitely necessary. Yeah, exactly. And it's a lot of it's mental, right? Like you're pushing that extra worker because you're playing aggressive, right? And that's where I think I'm thinking Shadowings is on the money. You build gun. You build a nightmare, right? That's what he's been doing. And I'm like, are you sure you're not gonna Fiesta 1? Like I've got Angler, and he's like, no. Don't expect me to leak, right? He just goes gun and like 6 workers. And if he leaks on 3, he leaks on 3. If he leaks on 4 to a 3 snail, he leaks on 4 to a 3 snail, right? It just allows him to push a lot harder, and it's super beneficial. And Fiesta still, it has the sound effect, right? Which is A for amazing. Dude, I'm gonna get banned for these stupid things, I think. Cash out? Is it A or B? Damn, this is tough. Cash out, A or B? Oh yeah, new gun is totally different now because it could be halfway across the board and you're doing the same amount of damage. So like a perfect gun, I know we're getting away from the tiers and all and the masterminds, but yeah, new gun. You might be right, Ostrich. It might be B. But yeah, you can easily split where like the gun tanks a couple of creeps, not enough to die, but just enough to like use its health pool, and you get everything far away. Like wave 11, right? Like it tanks on wave 11, and then the rest of the wave, it's like barely shooting at it, maybe even to the point where it's not hitting it, right? But it did its job. It did its job. All right, I'm gonna let you steal the video here, Ostrich. Let's go with B tier, right? I would say it's like B plus though. Like this is the top B. This is the top B for sure. Yeah, I can't see another top B. Maybe if I had Castle, it would be higher. But Cash Out is still very fun. Bone Crusher, POTA Mask, right? There's so many good combos with Cash Out, right? Yeah, you need to know their thresholds. You need to know if you need to snail and hopefully they leak, right? There's still a lot of things to know with cash out. And for newer players, right? Cash out can be fun to go LOD, to go Avenger, right? Things like that. The safest egg in the world. You're never gonna leak an egg with cash out. Well, fingers crossed. You shouldn't, right? You shouldn't. But I will say cash out is quite boring, right? Right, you get extra gold, which is great because you get to push a little harder. That's why it's the B plus tier, right? But it's still kind of boring, right? I like the aggression. I like the random, right? I know I hate getting RNG'd, but sometimes it's just fun, right? Sometimes it's more fun to go with the RNG, fast and aggressives. Castle. See, you would think I would just go like Castle C, right? But it's just not. It's not C. How do I put Castle C, but like not have it C? Right? Castle is not a C tier. It's at least B, if not A. Right? It's at least B, if not A tier. But it is slow. It is slow, and I just don't like. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. It starts with C. It should just stay in the C. I just don't like how slow it is, man. Right? Just like I don't like Kingsguard. Like Kingsguard and Castle, they go one and the same. Maybe we go B tier. Ugh. I'm gonna go B. I'm gonna go B. I think it deserves to be right next to Kingsguard because for me they're the same. Now a lot of your masterminds are towards the top there, Mr. Shadow. But yeah, I think I gotta go Castle B just for Kingsguard. I think they're too similar for me mentally. Or if you get to the mid to late game, these are so much better. Yeah, and yeah, last season I did have the highest win rate with Castle. Right? I definitely had the highest win rate with Castle. Normally, you get starved, right? You get starved in that mid game, right? If you have Castle, gotcha. Beat you. Checkmate, right? I guess I castled you, right? Chess joke. Sorry. Double lock in, yeah. But yeah, Castle's still not one of my favorites. I think at the end of the day, well, I will say Shadow, since you're popping in here, and then we can talk about this for a second, because I know you guys have some input and people are still watching. You know, I think for me, I'm rating this more off of what I have the most fun with, as opposed to what I win the most with, right? Like if I had to mentally think about it, what do I win the most with? Castle was my most winningest, right? It's just true. Yeah, win more thing when it goes well. You're already in a good position. Yeah, as long as you're in like the mid, you're okay. But yeah, if you get behind in the early, you're toast. You're toast. It doesn't matter how much income you get after 11, you're still screwed. But yeah, I'd say Castle was really high win rate. Chaos was really high win rate. Cartel was really high win rate. Fiesta is like F tier, right? Fiesta, I just lose all the time. I always lose. Yeah, when I used to play Castle, it was like we needed to take less than 25% king and we win the game, right? So as long as your king is at 75 or higher, I would just see that as a win. Now it's probably needs to be higher, right? Or it's not a guarantee with like how the game is in the middle now. How it's a little bit different. But yeah, did you guys have any thoughts? I think this is a pretty solid. Cartel and Chaos at the top. I mean, just pushing right now just feels so good. Maybe I'm using a little bit too much hindsight since I just kicked butt with my last Cartel. Chaos too is kicking butt. I think Chaos is always. I'm going to use it in Nova Cup, whether we win or lose. I'm sorry, Shadow. I don't mean to give up our strat, but I will be chaosing. It's going to happen. The RNG in Nova Cup is just incredible. Noted. Yep. Right. Champion. I mean, after using that flower champ, Poda champ, right? Certain things with champ, gate guard with champ, right? Certain things are just juicy. Megamind near the top, right? It's almost at that B plus, just because you can get like the slow masterminds that I'm not a fan of. Redraw, I still love the luck. I don't like that you have to pay high amounts now to make that perfect roll. Kind of liked how it used to be. Probably would add an S tier, to be totally honest, if it was the OG. Gatecard feels so weaker now. I don't know. Really? I have not seen that. Interesting take. Trying more double lock-in. True. Shadow, top 10, top 5 player right now, likes double lock-in, right? I would only do it for Nightmare Butcher. That's about all I could do it with. That's about all I can do it with. But yeah, I mean, the early game is a lot softer, so you can get away with it as long as you push. So you're not wrong. Fiesta is just so fun. I just love Fiesta and YOLO. Sometimes you get the God roll, sometimes you don't. You know. Going Poda Mask if you see Sork. Casket Seedling. Yeah. Think we're pretty solid here, guys. Think we wrap it up. This is your boring. Right? I think I still got Cash Out. Cash Out and Greed, not as boring, but still like, I don't know. I'm more about like having fun, right? I'm trying to be in my have fun gamer days. And Hybrid is for Classic. But I'm Doofus Mcdooface. I hope you guys enjoyed this tier list. Please let me know if I was way off. What's your S tier? What are your worst tiers? Let me know. And without further ado, see you guys in the next video.